and for today, we are going to learn about your body movements. Okay, before we are going to start our lesson in dancing or folk dancing, let's first learn our body movements. The physical response of the person and manifesting the emotional and mental reaction to rhythm is called your rhythmic activities. And every person has a rhythm which everyone reacts to. Any movement like tapping of your foot or swaying of the body, snapping the fingers, and simply moving the head while the music is played are the manifestation of a physical response. Okay, even though you're just tapping your feet, you're clapping your hands, that is an example of physical manifestation or your physical response. So as you can see here, you can see we have two movements. We have first, what is that? That is locomotor movement, and the second one we have the non-locomotor movement. So here are words, and you see the words under locomotor movements. We have walking, running, jumping, hopping, sliding, galloping, leaping, and skipping. Okay, that's for your locomotor. While your non-locomotor movements are those words there: bending, swinging, turning, twisting, stretching, pulling, pushing, and the combination of both the pushing and pulling, the non-locomotor movements. So first, before we go to the following words, we're going to define what is this locomotor movement, right? So your locomotor movements here is the movements to move your body from one place to another. Okay, take note of the word one place to another, or to project the body upward. They form the foundation of gross motor coordination and involve large body movements. Okay, it means your body is moving from one place to another, and there's a large involvement of your body muscles, and you're going to do an effort or exert an effort as you perform the following movements. Okay, first is walking.
Of course, ato man natin walking kung pagkapano ikaw, okay?
Walking is a series of steps in all directions. When walking, each foot alternately moves with one foot always in contact with the ground or the floor. The stepping foot is placed on the ground before other foot is lifted. Okay, and the weight of the body is transferred from the heel to the ball of the foot, and then the toes for push off. The toes are pointed straight ahead, and the arms swing freely from the shoulders in the opposition of the feet. The body is erect with the eyes focused straight ahead and slightly below eye level. The legs swing smoothly from the hips with the knees bent enough to clear the feet from the ground. And marching is a precise type of walk accompanied by lifted knees and swinging arms. Okay, so that's for the walking movement. Second, we have the running. Running is a walk with longer strides, right? And there is a push off by the foot to suspend the body momentarily in the air. And running is a contrast to walking, right? And is moving rapidly so that for a brief moment or both feet are off the ground. Okay, running varies from trotting, a slow run, sprinting, the fast one. Okay, wherein you're going to have that faster speed as you do this. That's sprinting. The heels can take some weight in distance, running and jogging. Running should be done with a slight body lean. The knees are flexed and lifted while the arms swing back and forth from the shoulders with a bend at the elbows. Okay, that's for running. Now, let's proceed for jumping. Okay, jumping is when you spring up on your both feet and land on your both feet. Jumping requires taking off with both feet and landing on both feet. The arms move forward with an upswing, and the movement of the body combined with the force of the feet helps lift the weight. A jumper lands lightly on the balls of the feet with the knees bent. Jumping can be done in places or a locomotor activity to cover ground. That's jumping. And hopping is a spring on one foot and land on the same foot. Okay, see the difference? When you are going to jump, you're going to spring up with both feet and you're going to land on both feet too. But in hopping, you're going to spring in one foot, then land on the same foot. Okay, then hopping includes propelling the body up and down on the same foot. The body lean the other foot and the arms serve to balance the movement. Sliding, okay, this is also common. Sliding is the lead step is quickly followed by a free foot closing to replace the supporting foot. Sliding is done to the side. It is the one count movement with the leading foot stepping to the side and other foot following quickly.
Okay, so nag-step ikaw, but then your other foot is following quickly. Nag-step ka, tapos nag-close.
Okay, that's the sliding. Since same foot always leads, practice the movement in both directions. Sliding is done on the balls of the feet with the weight shifted from the leading foot to the trailing foot. Body bounces during the slide should be minimal. Now, for galloping, this movement is a combination of step, okay? This is a free transfer of your weight on one foot and a cut by the transfer of weight on the other foot, okay? Galloping is similar to sliding, but then the progress is in forward direction. Leaping is the spring on one foot and land on the other foot. And this leaping is an elongated step designed to cover a distance or move over a low obstacle. Leaping is usually combined with running since series of leaps is difficult to maintain alone. The suggested movement patterns use a combination of running and leaping. The last, we have skipping. Okay, skipping is a step and hop with the same foot in one count. Skipping is a series of steps and hops done in alternate foot. To skip, first you have to step and small hop on the same foot. The step followed by a hop is then performed on the other foot. Skipping is done on the balls of the feet with the arm swing and the shoulder height in opposition with the feet. Another way to skip is to have youngsters hold a large ball in front at wrist height, okay? A step in taking one foot followed by the raising of the other knee touch the ball. Proceeding to non-locomotor movements, okay? Since we all know that when you are doing a locomotor movement, you are performing it from one place to another. Now, let's differentiate it to non-locomotor movement. Your non-locomotor movement, it is performing an activity, but then you are moving away from the center of your body only. So, you don't have to move to other place. Then you are extending from the center of your body. For example, when we say bending, right? You are not moving to the other place, but you are moving away from the center of your body because bending is a movement of a joint that this bend is combined in a various movement. As you can see for our example, okay, that is bending. Number 2, swinging. This involves the movement of the body parts in a motion that resembles a swinging or pendulum of the clock. Most swinging movements are confined on the arms and legs. Okay, most of the time we are performing swing using our arms and our legs. Turning. Turning is a rotation or around the long axis of the body. The term turning and twisting are sometimes being confused, but then they have a different way of performing, right? We say turning, that is the long axis of the body, but then twisting is the rotation of the selected body part only.
Okay, as you can see sa example, kung nag-turn ka, your whole body is moving, but
And when we say twisting, there is a certain part only of your body that is moving. For example, you're twisting the waist, you're twisting the hip, okay?
the knees. Okay,
when we say stretching, of course, you're familiar with stretching. It is a movement that moves body parts away from the body center. And stretching sometimes involves moving a joint through a range of movements. Stretching is necessary for maintaining the flexibility. For example, you are joining gymnastics, or you're joining a dance troupe or dances. Of course, you need to develop your flexibility. So in order for you to develop your flexibility, you have to practice stretching, and you're going to have your exercises more on stretching. As you can see in the example we have here, that's an example of a stretching exercises. Because if your flexibility is being developed, it would be easier for you to perform certain activities, right? So let's proceed to number 6. This is more familiar, and most of the time you encounter this. Pulling, right? For example, you entered 7-Eleven. What you can see on the door, okay, that's pulling or pushing. Most of the time, people are confused with these two words. That is just a simple word, but then they don't know how to perform it well.
Right? When we say pushing, in our language, that is tulod. And pulling, in our language, that is buta. Okay?
Pulling. This is a controlled and forceful action that moves an object closer to your body. Okay, when you open the door, that's it. You're pulling and you're making an object closer to your body. If the body moves and an object is being pulled, pulling causes the object to follow the body, while pushing is controlled and forceful action performed against an object to move the body away from the object. Ibig sabihin, kinatulod mo, okay? So for example, close ang door. Okay, that's pushing. And the combination of both pushing and pulling, that is being performed or exerted every time you're playing tug of war. Okay, tug of war here in the example below provides effective pulling experiences, and the partner resistance exercises are also useful pulling and pushing experience. So also when you are performing your push-up activity, okay, push, pull, okay, you're making the object or the floor away from your body, and then you're putting your body closer to the floor again. That's pulling and pushing. Okay, so I hope you understood these movements, and you can define these words according to your own definitions. So take note, we learned today about your locomotor movements and the non-locomotor movements. Okay, the difference of the two: when you're performing locomotor, you are moving from one place to another, but when you're performing a non-locomotor movement, you're staying in place, but you're extending your movement away from the center only of your body. I think you understood about this today. Thank you very much for listening, and I hope you're having a great day. See you next meeting. God bless.